All right, so today we're going to work on the tree. And there's another tree on the left-hand side as well. I'm going to put that. There's a little lamp post here. I don't know, it's optional. Maybe we'll put it, maybe not. We'll see. The main thing is going to be is the main tree, to put that. So I have here white, titanium white, raw umber, and yellow ochre. So I'm going to start by a dark. So let's do just raw umber for now. And then we will highlight it and we'll mix the yellow ochre with raw umber and white. But for now, we need that dark in there. So I'm going to just cover all the tree. And it's not going to cover 100% because raw umber is not opaque. You're going to see the background a bit, but that's okay. No need to cover 100%. Any brush will do. Any brush that you think is comfortable to use. I'm using a bright, and it's number 4. Sometimes I use it flat, and sometimes I'm going to use the corner. That will give me a very nice thin line. Not worried about the tracing lines or the ones that I have when I was tracing the tree, but that I can work on later on. I can remove it.
Okay.
John, you have a question?
No. I'm
You
done.
added yellow ochre to that, right, Leah?
Not yet. No, just raw umber, nothing.
Okay.
No yarrow. No, we're just placing the tree, and then we will
Okay.
deal with the, yeah, this way. Sometimes, you know, when I'm looking at a tree or I'm painting a tree from an existing reference, sometimes I change the composition or the shape of that tree. Because sometimes the one branch would be sticking out too much or too thick or too thin. So, but right now I'm leaving everything just the way it is. And once I start painting, then I can see if the shape is what I want. Okay. Paint slowly. We're going to do this all the way. So I'm not going to be recording the whole thing. I'll stop recording and then in a minute, and then we can just keep painting. Sometimes now I'm using a thick, wide, I'm using a wide brush, and eventually I'm going to be switching to a thin one for the thinner branches. Just make sure when you have a branch coming out of the main tree, it's slightly wider at the bottom, and then it becomes narrower. So we want to, you know, pay attention to that. Doesn't want coming out this way. I'm not worried about this, the shape I'm getting right now, because I'm going to go over this with a combination of different colors later on. I'm just kind of putting these branches, especially the thick ones, where I want them. Okay.
Certainly, I had forgotten that I changed to the Wednesday class. That's why I'm just showing up.
That's okay. I didn't forget.
I forgot after Christmas and doing so much
Ah,
and turning
that's fine.
71. I don't like that.
That's okay. That's all right. No problem.
It's the alternative, they say, right?
Yeah, that's true.
That's okay.
It's easy with me. It's easy going. Don't any day, show up any day you want. It doesn't matter.
I appreciate that because
No problem.
you,
I'm not picky about these things.
yeah.
We have so many things to do during the week. Sometimes it doesn't work the same,
Mm.
the day. So no problem. As long as you're painting and you're okay, you're having fun, that's fine. No problem.
Well, I started
Or
to
even
get not
watching.
like it for a while, but I'm getting back into it.
Good.
I
Good.
worry too much, like thinking, oh, this looks awful. I don't want to paint anymore.
No, 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 no. We all have this. We all look at other painters and then we think, oh my God, they're so good. Why am I painting? Why am I doing this? But that's not, no, it's just,
Last weekend, I took a session with at Nielsen Creative Center.
mhm,
I did an art painting. It's abstract florals.
mhm.
I found it very difficult because I'm not used to being so free flowing with my hands
Right.
when I
Yes.
paint.
Yes.
Was that
So
with
it was a good
Jacinta?
exercise for me.
Was that with Jacinta?
Yes.
Oh, I love her.
Yeah.
But her classes, her paintings are so beautiful. I've done a lot of her classes, but I can't paint like her. I wish I could.
She's so fast.
I know, and it's so lovely what she does.
Yeah, it's not easy for me to recreate that, but my my flowers didn't look bad, but thought, wow, this is different for me.
You
Like
know,
I like the detail,
okay,
but
so
I do appreciate the free flowing hand. I think it gives a nice technique for certain things.
you know, the, the reason she's fast and she produces beautiful paintings and it looks so easy and flowy and just because she practices. She
Yeah,
just paints and paints and paints the same thing. Um, it's practice. So she is sticking to something that she loves and she likes this technique. And then the more you paint, the better you become at what you're doing or what you're painting. And then you start introducing slowly without knowing, you start introducing your own technique and you start saying, okay, what if I do this? Or what if I do that? And mainly, most of the time, abstract or this type of painting relies a lot on imagination.
yes.
So you will look at something and other people might see a pattern, different pattern than what you're seeing, but it is imagination, and really practice. So yes, you can easily do it. You can do it. It's just you have to be disciplined and practice. As much as you can.
That's so true.
That's it. That's it. Just practice. Really, the more you paint, the better you become at painting. At what you're doing. So really, there's nothing magical about it. It's just practice.
Just the practice.
Yes.
I
Yes.
know I've spent more time looking at my painting and instead of painting it,
Yeah. No. 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 Just
staring
practice.
at it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. We all do. We all do that. We all look at our paintings and we stare at them, and we don't know what to do, and we're not in the mood, but
Yeah.
Once you start, honestly, it's just practice.
Yeah, because I do love, well, I guess I'm not too bad because my niece asked for another painting after I gave her
And there
birch
you go.
tree.
See? Yes. Yes, exactly.
And
We're
she's
very hard
asked,
on ourselves. We are very hard on ourselves.
I know.
Yeah.
Because it
We're
is a
our
wonderful
worst critics
pastime.
for sure.
Yes, yes.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, Jacinta is doing a retreat to Amherst Island for 4 days. It is so tempting to go in the summer.
Nice, nice.
I know, but just I have to pay for this tooth instead.
Oh my God.
Okay,
that's
okay. We're on Zoom.
Oh,
Oh,
It's
we're
okay, it's
recording.
fine. I don't know if you want
Hello, everyone who we're recording for. We just did a little bit of publicity for Jacinta.
yeah.
That's okay. That's all right. There's nothing wrong with that.
I thought you were gonna turn that off because we're all doing the same thing.
Yeah, that's okay. I just kept going. It's all right. I'm gonna turn it off in a minute. I
Okay.
think this is good enough. Like this is okay. Now we can turn it off and then we can work and just add more branches. And then we'll come back and start adding some highlights. Yes, I switched to a round brush, and it's a thin round brush. It has a good tip. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm making my paint thin. It's like a glaze. And I'm just very lightly applying a very light pressure and dragging my brush. Especially those little very thin branches, you don't want them thick. You want just a hint. There are so many of them on the tree, but we're not going to put them all. Just going to put a suggestion. And it doesn't have to be the whole branch. I mean, sometimes I would put put the line, stop, go a different direction, stop, go in another direction. And sometimes it's not continuous, but it's fine. It doesn't have to be. Good, good. In between a couple of little ones, very thin. And we're good. Okay, meanwhile, I'm going to do the one on the left as well. I'm just going to use the same brush. Okay, that's more than enough. Okay. This brush again, this bright one that I was using before, and this is still a thin color. It's not thick. It's like a glaze. I'm going to do the reflection here in the water. And it's a suggestion again. I will be making it darker in a minute. But that's even just the way it is good enough. And we're going to do the same thing for this one. I'm going to pause for a minute so we can make sure that everybody is okay start working on this tree with more colors. All right, so now I'm going to take raw umber, put some yellow ochre in it, and white. Now, this can be done two ways. I mean, we can be done with raw umber and yellow ochre, or it could be done with black. Can be done with black, ivory black, or any black you have. I'm going to show you the difference. And yellow ochre, and that will give you a kind of a greenish color, which is the way it is in there. The only reason I didn't do it that way is just I wanted to keep the same colors we used for the bridge going instead of adding green in there. But both ways are fine. Because black and yellow will give you green. And it depends on the yellow you're using. Cadmium yellow light will be lighter green, more like earthy, mossy green. So I'm taking raw umber, darkening some areas. I'm going to be putting snow over some areas too. But just to give this tree some texture, I'm going to zoom in on the tree trunk. So with this brush, same brush I've been using, I'm taking raw umber. I'm putting raw umber on the tree like that, choppy kind of. Let's take then after, let's just continue this. And then I'm going to take yellow ochre, put it in, same idea. Try not to blend it, just kind of dab so you get texture. I'm going to add tiny bit, there's a little bit of white in here, in that combination of raw umber, yellow ochre, a little bit of white. I'm going to put white in here in certain areas. gives you a really nice texture. I'm also going to use a little bit of black in a minute. I know we're going to cover part of this tree with snow. And, you know, if you're looking at what I'm doing, it's like, why am I doing this? It's going to be covered in snow. No, just, you know, there's no reason why we don't actually paint it properly and then cover some parts with snow. Okay. I'm going to continue with this before I, you know, add a bit of blacks in certain areas. So I am using this kind of combination of colors with the thick branches, not all over, not the whole tree, not the small little ones that we have here floating, just the big branches, that's all. We don't need to do all of the other ones. Okay. I'm just glancing at the reference to see where the highlights are, because snow is coming over this. Okay, I'm going to need a little bit of black. And I'll mix my black with raw umber. Just to give the bottom of the branch a little bit of more shadows in there. Some branches, not all of them. The snow will come and it will make it look softer. Right now it looks a bit harsh. So you see some of the branches are stronger than the others, so it gives it that beautiful flowy movement and depth, because not all of the branches are the same color. Some of them are darker, some of them are lighter. The darker ones are closer, the lighter ones are further away. So that helps with the depth. All right. And I just dipped my brush in my coffee.
Tasty.
All right, that's okay. Let's put some snow. Oh. We can take snow and white and put it there, but I'd like to add a tiny bit of some color. It could be ultramarine violet, cerulean blue, anything, just tiny bit, not much. Let's take, or actually, Payne's gray, which we used for the background. It's great. So there we go, a little bit of Payne's gray, just to tone down the white. And I'm going to take white. A little bit of Payne's gray and just tone it down. It will look white, but it's not 100%. And if it dries too dark, that's okay. I can go over and put a little bit of white on top of that. But that's like almost white, but it has a hint of blue in it. So I'm going to start with the bigger branch or trunk down here. You can see that looks blue, I mean white. It's not a straight line. Snow will sit with a bit of movement here, kind of flowy, organic. Oh. Now this is fun. This is the fun part. All right, so I'm going to continue. There's no need to record all of that. We're just going to continue putting some snow over the branches. I'm just following the actual reference, trying to follow it with the placement of the snow. And already you can see that the snow is softening this tree.
We're not gonna put the light in, right? The lamp post?
No, we're not putting the
Okay.
lamppost.
Okay, I gotta rub it out.
So I'm just going to put a couple, because I have the colors, I have the paint, I have the yellow ochre, raw umber. I'll mix a bit of raw umber in my yellow ochre. This will look really nice if it's we spray kind of snow over the whole thing. I'm going to be putting a little bit of yellow in here.
Mm.
Just gives it a bit of warmth.
Mm-hmm. And it fills that space. It gives another point
Right,
of reference to look at.
right. That's good. A little bit, not much, just a kind of couple. Because you don't want to take away, again, everything you add here, you have to be careful because it will take away from this. So
Mhm.
whatever you add, we add in there, we have just kind of minimum. Don't add too much. It doesn't need much, really. I'm mixing white and Payne's gray, making my my paint more like a glaze. So I'm putting a bit of water in there. And now I'm gonna put a little bit here, a little bit more of Payne's gray. This is too much white. I want movement, but I don't want strong movement in there. And I'm just going to go over it. Sometimes I would drag my paint down and then I would go across. Drag it down a bit and then go across. Just over this. That just brings the surface up. It looks like it's water. And it's not heavy. It's not strong, I mean, because there's Payne's gray in here. So it's not very heavy kind of paint. Now, if I want a little bit more white, I'll just come back a little bit more on top. Certain areas, not everywhere. Sometimes you would see, like, because of the light, you would see some lighter reflection and darker reflections. Not all reflections are the same value. Now, I can spray this with white and Payne's gray, but I would water down my Payne's gray and white. Take white, water it down, put a bit of Payne's gray in it, so it's not very strong. I'm going to need a toothbrush or anything that you could use to spray it.
So like a splatter.
Splatter, I
Yeah,
should say,
okay.
splatter it, not spray it. Okay, let's see if I have something I can use. I have so many brushes. I'm sure I can find one. Let's try this one. I'm going to try with this. Let's see. We'll see how it goes. No. We need an old toothbrush.
Yeah, they work the best for that.
Yep.
Says use a toothbrush.
Yep. I'm going to go get one. And then I'll do it again. This one is not good enough.
Careful you don't end up wearing it.
All right, I'm going to pause and then I'll come back. Okay, toothbrush. And then I'm going to splatter it.
Oh, wow. I've always wondered how people did that, how you got that effect.
Very simple. Just make sure that your paint is not too thick.
And water it down a little, maybe?
A little bit.
A little bit.
Yep.
Good.
That's it.
Very nice. Oh, that's just.
Right.
Oh,
There we go. Done. Okay, this project is done. Moving on to the next one. That was fun. It was a fun project to do.